Rani Mataji, you are able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
Okay. I think Prabhuji is still signing in, I think.
Background
Hare
music is
Krishna,
coming.
Hare Krishna, Vanamali Govinda Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible. Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible, Prabhu.
Okay.
We would to start, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, and I wish you a wonderful Gaura Purnima celebrations today. So today we are very fortunate and glad to have the association of His Grace Vanamali Govinda Prabhu, who will share the nectar from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction on every limb. We actually already had class on the Name Ruchi and the Vaishnava Seva. Today Prabhuji will be walking us through the Jive Daya, the third limb of Mahaprabhu's instruction. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
You can share the screen, Prabhuji. I made you a co-host.
Okay. Yeah. So, very grateful for having this opportunity to share about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on this wonderful occasion with all the ICC devotees. Also, hope my audio and video both are clear. There is no background music sound coming, no?
There is background music.
Okay, actually, some vendor has come nearby. It will go away in some time. We'll start with prayers. It should be okay, but most of afterwards. Okay. Yeah, there is a nearby temple which they have started, but I think it should be over in some time. If it is too much disturbing, Sankarshan Prabhu can let me know. I'll go little far away in another room. Okay. Meantime, we'll just start with the prayers. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। So yes, very happy Gaur Purnima to all the assembled devotees. let us pray that we can continue to serve at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, and discuss today from Chaitanya Charitamrita on the aspect of Jivadaya as it is mentioned by Sankarshan Priya Prabhu. So I was thinking we'll be discussing about what is the external reason, one of the external reason of why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, which is to distribute the Vraja Prema, and afterwards how he starts, how he feels, why he wants to come here, what he could not do in the previous avatars he wishes to do, and then some pastimes of the Lord from where we can also imbibe this spirit of sharing the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the other people of this material world, whatever we have gained from our parampara. So some aspects of all the pastimes we may not be able to discuss for sure, but whatever I have heard I will try to repeat, and for the pleasure of the Vaishnavas, for their pleasure of the lordships, and for my own purification. So we will discuss from Adi Leela, 3rd chapter, shloka number 4th. We may not be able to discuss only purports or so, but few shlokas in sequence I will take, and then till 8 o'clock or so, and then if there is any discussion we can take off. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा। चिरकाल नाही करी प्रेम भक्ति दान भक्ति विना जगतेर नाही अवस्थान। So for long time I have not given the prema bhakti, and without bhakti there won't be any deliverance of this material world. So that is what he is thinking. Of course, this is the one of the external reasons. The primary external reasons is because he was called by Advaita Acharya, but here we see that also one of the reason is beyond the Nama Sankirtan, giving prema bhakti. One is to give the initiate the Harinam Sankirtan. So purport says the Lord seldom awards pure transcendental love, but without such pure love of God, freed from fruitive activities and empiric speculation, one cannot attain perfection in this life. Sakala jagate more kare vidhi bhakti vraj bhava paite nahi shakti. So everywhere in the world people worship me according to scriptural injunctions, but simply by following such regulative principles one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees in Vraja Bhumi. So yes, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti is the process prescribed by our acharyas, and we need to follow that. We cannot jump up to Raganuga Bhakti, but we need to ultimately come to Raganuga Bhakti. Without coming to spontaneous devotional service, we will not be able to follow in the footsteps of the Vrajavasis, which is our ultimate destination given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Aishwarya Gyane te sab jagata mishrita Aishwarya Shithila Preme Nahi Mora Prita. Aishwarya Gyan, Aishwarya affection, opulence, worshipping me in awe and reverence will not satisfy me. Knowing my opulences, the whole world looks upon me with awe and veneration. But devotion made feeble by such reverence does not attract me. After his appearance, Lord Krishna thought that he had not distributed the transcendental personal dealings with his devotees in Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. You may note here that Shanta is not mentioned because it doesn't involve active devotional service. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami refrains and considers these four as prominent of our rasas. Although Shantrasa is also transcendental, but because of lack of active service, it is not been considered. One may understand the science of Supreme Personality of Godhead from the Vedic literatures and thus become a devotee of the Lord and worship Him within the regulative principles described in the scriptures. But one will not know in this way how Krishna is served by the residents of Vrajabhumi. One cannot understand the dealings of the Lord in Vrindavana simply by executing the ritualistic regulative principles mentioned in the scriptures. By following scriptural injunctions, one may enhance his appreciation for the glories of the Lord, but there is no chance for one to enter into personal dealings with Him. Giving too much attention to understanding the exalted glories of the Lord reduces the chance of one's entering into personal loving affairs with the Lord. To teach the principles of such loving dealings, the Lord decided to appear by as Lord Chaitanya. And then He preaches by example, is what we'll see. And that will slowly connect it to the Jivadaya topic. We'll read few more verses before we start discussing. ऐश्वर्य ज्ञाने विधि भजन करिया वैकुंठ के याया चतुर्विध मुक्ति पाया. By performing such regulated devotional service in awe and reverence, one may go to Vaikuntha and attain the four kinds of liberation. Sarishti Sarupya Ara Samipya Salokya Sayujya Nalaya Bhakta Yate Brahma Aikya. Devotees can go to Vaikuntha, but they don't accept Sayujya, which is becoming one with the Brahman. So we'll go only translation. Yugadharma Pravartaimu Nama Sankirtana Chari Bhava Bhakti Diya Nachamu Bhuvana. I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age Nama Sankirtana, the congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the world dance in ecstasy, realizing the four mellows of loving devotional service. And here comes the important verse. Apani karimu bhakta bhava angikare apani achari bhakti shikhaimu sabare. So he is telling that it is by the example, by apani achariti, that by that way only Lord is teaching others. I shall accept the role of a devotee. Although he is the Lord, but he is becoming devotee to show us how to become a devotee by practicing it myself. To spread the glories of chanting Hare Krishna and to teach the highest principles of spiritual life, the Lord Himself appeared as a devotee in the form of Lord Chaitanya. आपने ना कैले धर्म शिखाना ना याय एत सिद्धांत गीता भागवते गाया. This is the conclusion. Unless one practices devotional service himself, he cannot teach it to others. And then yada yada hi dharmasya paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. And then he tells that I will be appearing in the starting of Kali Yuga. So 36,000 years is the Prathama Sandhya, in which the Lord appears just after the end of 4,586 years. So first of all, we need to understand that why He came to give that love which is missing, which was not given by Him. So as you know, Uddhava, who is a very dear associate of Lord Himself, Krishna, he was very exalted personality. If you know that when the Yadus were there and they were planning to kill Jarasandha, it was Uddhava who was restricting them, that you cannot go and kill. Yadus were very strong army, is it not? But still they were refused by Uddhava. And Uddhava ji told that you please sit down, don't go. You cannot kill Jarasandha. And then who can kill them? Then there are three personalities, Krishna, Bhima and Arjuna. First he told Bhima, and then he told Bhima also cannot kill unless guided by Krishna. And Krishna and Arjuna and Bhima, they three should go. But even that also is not possible. How? Because if they go in that way, it will not be possible. Jarasandha will not accept the fight only. So they have to go in the form of Brahmana and ask for Bhiksha in the form of fight. Then he will accept. So many ideas were given by Uddhava to kill Jarasandha. So he was very, very intelligent. He was knowing how to do, what to do. But still, when Lord Krishna was ascending back to spiritual world after finishing pastimes, he told Uddhava that Uddhava, you should go to Vrindavan, because although you are very intelligent, you are very exalted personality, but you don't know Vraja Prema, what the Vrindavan Vasis have. So to learn that, although he told to just give message, but the inner intention of Krishna to send was to learn Vraja Prem, because this is very rare and which was missing by Uddhava. And then before ascending, he told Uddhava that now you have come back and learned, I am very happy. So now go to Badrikashrama, and there you will learn, you will see that there are exalted devotees of mine. The rishis are there. They are very nice, they are very devoted, they know Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, but they also know Bhakti Yoga, and they are very, very good devotees also. Then what? Why should I go? You should go to teach them Vraja Prem. Now that you have learned, they are lacking one thing, which is Vraja Prem. So Uddhava was sent there. So we can understand now that so rare is this Vrindavan affection of the devotees towards the Lord, which was missing. And the internal reasons is why Lord comes is he wants to understand the greatness of Radharani, the loving affection of her towards the Lord, and also he himself wanted to taste his own sweetness. So combined all this, the Lord incarnates, he himself comes, not that he is an incarnation, he himself comes, avatari. He is not the avatar, but the avatar is the source of all incarnations. So when his pastimes are starting from the day one, when he arrives on the lunar eclipse day, he is crying, but when devotees understand that by chanting of the holy names he stopped crying, so acharyas tell that he is actually preaching from the day one, from his appearance, but officially he starts the Sankirtana after being initiated by Ishwarapuri. So it is written in the further verses that how Lord Chaitanya is compared to the lion, and the anarthas and the vices in our heart are compared to elephant, which are deeply situated in the cave of our heart. But the lion can go and capture this elephant and bring it out dead, fighting after killing the elephant. So in the initial pastimes, his name is Vishwambhara, as he nourishes the whole world by the distributing this prema. So many pastimes. We know that how one Brahmana comes and he is actually Gopal worshipper and doesn't eat in anybody's house. He makes himself and eats, but on the request of Jagannath Mishra, the father of Lord Chaitanya, Nimai, he agrees to cook, and we heard that 2 times Lord comes and eats, and then the third time when everybody is asleep at night, Lord tells, why are you becoming upset? You are calling me and I am only the same Govinda. You are calling the Gopala, the deity. He used to have a locket also, and very, very simple, and Lord wanted to glorify his simplicity, was very pleased with his simplicity and allowed him to stay in Navadvipa and always take his darshan, but told him not to announce that I gave you this darshan. And the Brahmana was very happy, although the whole day he worked very hard. So in this way, the Lord also bewilders the 2 thieves who are trying to take the jewel from his body, and they are bewildered to come back to his home, and they don't understand. So these were the childhood pastimes in which when we hear, when people see, observe, and the Lord transmits the Vraja Prema, the spontaneous devotional service, they get attracted. So people were getting attracted, but because of his the initial part, he did not fully manifest his purpose of coming, and he was only a grammar teacher. So all were thinking that if he becomes a devotee of Krishna, so nice it would be. And then he defeats Keshav Kashmiri also, and we'll discuss that part. How he very respectfully was dealing with such non-devotees like Keshav Kashmiri, etc. So, but in the later pastime, he was named as Sri Krishna Chaitanya, where he distributed the holy names, the glories of the holy names, and at end he writes the Shikshashtakam, the only, I mean, different places he has mentioned. It is not like one shot he wrote all the 8 verses, and Rupa Goswami and the Acharyas took it from the different places and made it into Shikshashtakam. So the famous verse which tells that how his weapons are, he doesn't come with any other weapon, but his weapons are his devotees, the Panchatattva. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer Yajantihi Sumedasaha, and the intelligent will worship him in this form. It's predicted in the scriptures in Srimad Bhagavatam also. So just by embrace, just by smiling glance, just by his words, people used to become devotees. We were hearing the other day from Maharaj, Bhakti Prachar Parivrajak Swami Maharaj, that in the South India tour, he was just embracing people, and that the person will become a devotee, and when he goes back to his village and start embracing others, the entire village will used to transform into devotees. Just by seeing his wonderful form, his wonderful glance, his aura, people used to get transformed and get attracted so much. The Gaura Varna. So the preaching used to spread, and also we see that in few pastimes, that how he is teaching us how to do this preaching activity through various devotees interactions. But we will try to take 3 aspects of this Jivadaya. One is how we can imbibe the spirit, being a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and try to follow, as very nicely would have been discussed in the previous 2 sessions on Nama Ruchi and Vaishnava Seva. These are 2 fundamental things. Once in our leadership seminar was arranged, in that they were teaching us that the concept of devotional tree. Some of you might have heard from His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu also. So they told us to draw a tree on a paper, and we all drew, and the teacher told to show the paper. So many of them had drawn the roots and the trunk and the branches and the leaves. So the teacher was specifying that how long the roots are. Whoever has drawn very strong, deep roots, long roots within the earth, their devotional tree will be strong, because Namaruchi, the sadhana, is the most important part of Jivdaya, because Vaishnava Seva is like the trunk, and then the trees and the branches and the fruits are the result of it. When you are filled with Krishna Prema, when you have yourself nourished, then we can, preaching is nothing but overflowing of that Krishna mercy towards others, because we are filled with, we want to distribute it with others, we are overflowing it. So first we need to overflow, and that is why Namaruchi and Vaishnava Seva forms the fundamental. In fact, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur tells that the Yuga Dharma is not Namaruchi, it is Vaishnava Seva only, primarily. Yeah, you may think, Arey Prabhu, what is this? We have till now heard Namaruchi or Harinam is the Yuga Dharma. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also emphasizes equally on Vaishnava Seva. Unless we don't have the concept of Vaishnava Seva, personal sadhana in the corner, without interacting and serving the devotees, will not fructify into Jivadaya in its essence, in its proper way. So both of them hand in hand will finally give very nice fruits, and the tree which may give shade and fruits and oxygen to others. So this devotional tree, the fundamentals are there, and to re-emphasize it, just couple of pastimes wanted to quote, which I had heard from his guys Gauranga Prabhu, in one of the Gaur Purnima lectures, where he was telling that overcoming resistance, which we may have in our sadhana, in our approach and attitude, and offering assistance to Vaishnavas and our immediate seniors, if not Diksha Guru directly, that will form the basis of persisting, continuously being successfully delivering the message of the Lord to other living entities and find thereby doing Jivadaya. So, overcoming resistance, offering assistance, and developing persistence is what we will discuss now based on few pastimes of the Lord. So, overcoming resistance, what is that? Once Gadadhar Pandit was in Jagannath Puri and he requested Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Mahaprabhu, you are going to Vrindavan, I also want to come with you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, no, but you have taken Kshetra Sannyas for serving Tota Gopinath. How you can come? It will be a blemish on me also, and people will criticize that you left your service and went. Then Gadadhar Pandit told that, no, Lord, I have an idea for that, don't worry. You go at one route and I will come from the another route, and nobody will come to know that you have taken me, and I will be able to successfully come with you. Oh, Lord was not very happy with this idea. I told that service is more important, and actually Gadadhar Pandit was pleading that wherever you are, there is only Vrindavan. Wherever by serving your lotus feet, that is the perfection. Like that, many arguments he gives, but Lord is absolutely not happy, and he requests Gadadhar Pandit to continue in Tota Gopinath for the services. So sometimes we may think that by staying physically near to our senior devotees or Guru Maharaj, Diksha Guru may be more important, but we see as we become senior, more and more it is expected that we do Vapu Seva, Vani Seva, not Vapu Seva, and we stay at one place and carry out the orders of our senior teachers and authorities, rather than traveling or being near physically, especially doing at one place. We may go for yatra once in a year to associate with great saintly people, but most of the time we should stay at one place and carry out the instructions given. Once His Holiness Haldar Swami Maharaj was mentioning that sometimes devotees, in the name of visiting and going and seeing other places, river bath, etc., they want to go 2-3 times in a year for yatra, but that may not be very much pleasing. Sometimes we need to understand that what the seniors will be pleased with and accordingly carry out. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not at all pleased with Gadadhar Pandit's coming with him. He told you should continue serving in Tota Gopinath. So we see that Srila Prabhupada also in his lifetime he met his Guru Maharaj not many times, maybe around 10 times or less than that also, but he was very much carrying him in USA. Wherever we asked, he was asked, that he used to tell that I was never alone, my Guru Maharaj was always there with me. In the same way, he empowered his disciples. He did not see the faults, he did not see that they don't know the skills, and even if they did mistakes, he used to empower him. So we need to get this empowerment by our sincere attitude, and thereby we'll be very much able to distribute the mercy of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to others. So the first step is overcoming resistance by proper attitude. We learn from Gadadhar Pandit's pastime. The second is offering assistance. When Nityanand Prabhu used to come with all the Bengali Vaishnavas to Jagannath Puri for Rath Yatra almost every year, but Lord told, no, Nityanand Prabhu, you please stay back in Bengal and serve there by preaching. You can go where I cannot go. I am a sannyasi, you are a grihastha. That you can go to anywhere, and please start this preaching house to house, door to door. And that was, and every day the report used to go to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. as we see in Jagai Madai pastime also, he and together with Haridas Thakur encountered, and Lord was very pleased. Nityanand Prabhu agreed. One may want to stay and near the senior or the Diksha Guru, but more important is what Nityanand Prabhu also describes, that it is more important to carry out the instructions, and in spite of separation, he did the preaching in West Bengal on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So offering assistance. In one of the Preeti Sandarbhas of Jiva Goswami, he tells what is this pure devotional seed which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us, is to be understanding what, first of all, pleasing our spiritual master. To please him, we should know what he wants. That is the second step, to inquire, how can I please you? Srila Prabhupada used to tell that only one question I asked is, how can I please you? That is where our preaching will start. It may not be direct preaching, it may be some assistance in the temple, depending on our skills. The Guru will identify where we can do what service. So we should not be always hankering to be on the forefront, be in a leadership position, but act according to what our Guru wants. And that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally shows, that till he got initiated by Ishwarapuri, he did not manifest the Sankirtana pastimes. He waited for getting initiated. Although Ishwarapuri knew that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, but for the sake of the service, he accepts the role of a Guru and initiates Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, to please the Guru, to know what he wants, and then derive this joy of having a relationship of pleasing the Guru, that will fill our heart with Bhakti Shakti. Otherwise, we may find the juice outside in the material world. Unless we don't have this satisfactory feeling and joy of serving Guru as he wants, we will not be able to go long in our preaching endeavors. So these three aspects help us to offer proper assistance to our parampara and our Guru. And if not Guru directly, Guru may want us to just help the local Vaishnavas and authorities. They are very much selfless, and they just tell us to offer assistance. So we should do it in that way. And Nityanand Prabhu shows on the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu how he offered assistance to him. And lastly, developing persistence in our endeavors is what we learn by Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami wanted to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped him that do not exhibit false renunciation, Markat Vairagya. Be at your own home, continue your grihastha duties, and when proper time comes, proper renunciation comes, that time you can join. And further, when he gets the mercy of Nityanand Prabhu and comes to Jagannath Puri, he starts fasting. First, he calls Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to home and feeds him prasadam. But to collect that, to feed that, he gets money from his own father. But he doesn't like now that, oh, till when I will be getting money from father. And as we have heard, slowly and gradually increases the level of intensity. He stands and begs at the Simha Dwar in Jagannath Puri, and then he stops that also and only eats whatever is eaten by the cows, thrown out from the mouth of the cows. In fact, he washes that, puts some salt, and Lord Chaitanya is very, very pleased. And in fact, he tastes the same rice, telling that this is the best taste. What is the taste? There is actually no taste, but the taste of the renunciation of Raghunath Das Goswami. So, in our endeavors, we have to develop persistence in form of either increasing our endeavors of preaching, or at least maintaining it in and developing it with good quality. So, it is not that we have to increase the number of followers and projects. Even if the same activity we do, but we develop good consciousness or good quality service, that is also accepted by the Lord. We see the example of His Grace Jananivas Prabhu. So many sannyasis are so getting inspired from his dedication to the parampara and Srila Prabhupada. So in that same spirit, We have to develop the persistence, not that one day, 1 year we do nice services, and the next year we are nowhere found, or we develop a big gap. There should be persistence. Even our youth also, we tell, it is not that only after you settle in your career, then only you can go more progressing in our spiritual life. Both goes hand in hand. Prabhupada never told that first settle your material life and then go for your spiritual life, because it is material life will never get settled. So the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes on in the form of Sankirtan for 18 years in Jagannath Puri. As we see, out of the 24 years, he goes for South India Yatra and sometime in Vrindavan, but majority time he stays in Puri, does Sankirtana, and that is what his preaching is, by doing Sankirtana. And he also hears Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit. And in fact, the same pastime of Dhruv Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj over and over again at Tota Gopinath. So, Bhagavata Vidhi and Pancharatrika Vidhi go hand in hand. So, we need to preach, but we need to first of all make ourselves in mode of goodness by hearing, chanting, offering services, deity worship, etc. And then we will see that we will develop such persistence in our preaching endeavors. Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we see in the pastimes, I would like to quote 3 of them, where we see that how humility, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanina Maradena, Kirtaniya Sadahari is the lifeline of a preacher. He cannot expect himself to be proud and preach. We may think, oh, now we have learned and got so much mercy, and I have to deliver these fallen souls. But you see the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did very intelligently, especially the Shreshthas, including Prakash Anand Saraswati, Keshav Kashmiri, and Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. In each and every episode, pastime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu depicts humility. When it was Prakash Anand Saraswati, he just simply sits at the place of washing feet, and the effulgence which grew, which was emanating from the Lord, attracted all the Mayavadis who came and offered hand. Prakash Anand Saraswati, please come, don't sit here. So his service started there itself. So in the humble way, he starts his preaching. He doesn't start immediately quoting Shastras and challenging, but he first exhibits humility, that Guru More Murkh Dekhi Karila Shasana. My Guru Maharaj considered me as a fool and just told me to chant Hare Krishna. When the Mayavadis asked that, why don't you study scriptures and Vedas? Why do you simply chant and dance? But this was his humble reply. But then, when he was made sit near to Prakash Anand Saraswati out of his request and obedience, he did accept. But then there was a discussion about Vedic scriptures and deep philosophy, which convinced Prakash Anand Saraswati and all his followers, disciples who were Mayavadis, and all of them converted into his disciples. So again we see in Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya case that 7 days he just keeps quiet and hears. So we may need to develop this quality of hearing first instead of just talking, to understand what is the mood of the person whom we are preaching. Obviously, Prabhupada told that we should not allow him to speak more. We should be speaking more in our endeavors of preaching. But at least we should develop a idea of becoming a good listener as to what is his understanding and from what level he is, to bringing up to the level of pure devotional service. And when it comes to Keshav Kashmiri, when he was bewildered at how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remembered my 100 shlokas of what I just quoted on the glories of Ganga. So he pointed out one mistake in the 64th shloka. So although he was very much bewildered and confused, and Nimai Pandit was a grammar teacher with all the students standing there, and they were about to laugh, seeing the state of Keshav Kashmiri, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, no, you should not laugh and make fun. He respected Keshav Kashmiri as a very great scholar and appreciated that, very nice. and told him that maybe you are tired, you can go back and take rest, and then tomorrow again we'll restart our discussion. So very respectfully he treated him, not that he made a fun of him. So all these things make us to understand that how much important is humility in our preaching. Unless we are not humble enough in taking the shelter ourselves, respecting others, amanina mana dena is more difficult than trinavadapi taror api, trinadapi sunichina and taror api sahishuna. Being humble like a grass and tolerant like a tree is easier than giving respect. This is what I heard from His Holiness Giriraj Swami, that because the false ego is so strong, it doesn't like to respect others, it only likes to get respect. If somebody else is also glorified, we feel sometimes envious that how he got this glorification. We have to see for ourselves only, our own heart. So unless we don't reach this stage of amanina mana dena, we will not be able to appreciate the philosophy of pure devotional service to others. Even Srila Prabhupada did not inspire the Westerners based on his philosophy, but based on his behavior. They knew that he is a person who is a genuine well-wisher of ours. He is a very good gentleman, and that is why they sold out their hearts to him. Philosophy they understood later more properly, but they were touched by Prabhupada's behavior and the way Prabhupada used to keep gulab jamun and the ISKCON bullets. So what is the expectation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to follow this Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saishuna. If you would have heard His Grace Krishnananda Prabhu's class, he tells the username is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but what is the password? The password is Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saishuna. Unless you don't have the password, the username will not show its effect. The proper effect is to wear this ornament of humility, Trinadapi, and then do our sadhana and preach. And when it came to delivering Jagai and Madhai, when Lord agreed to take all the sins, he became blackish in color from Jagai and Madhai. But he told them one condition. We hear that Mahaprabhu is very, very merciful, and even Lord Krishna has a condition that Sarva Dharmam Parityajya Mamekam Shranam Raja. But Mahaprabhu doesn't have condition, but there is one condition which he is requesting here, that no more sins. So we should be in the name of preaching not compromise on our sadhana and our Vaishnava etiquettes and Vaishnava behavior, and belittle outsiders or our own people. Otherwise it will bring the wrath of the Lord. It is said that these sins I have taken, but where it will go, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tells, the offenders, those Vaishnavas who do offenses, this Jagai Madhaika sins which he has taken will go in them. So we have to be very careful of not offending. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is requesting only two things: chant Hare Krishna and don't offend. That's all. It will be sufficient for you to go back home, back to Godhead. But that may be difficult because of our anarthas, our deep lying anarthas. That is why we really need the shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on this auspicious day. And we cannot expect more mercy than this. This is the most munificent incarnation, appearance of the Lord. After this, only Kalki is going to come. So we should not tell that the 200 crore worth project is we are getting for 20 rupees product. We should not tell this 20 is also very costly for us, please give for 2 rupees. We have to at least do our homework of keeping our good sadhana, namaruchi, Vaishnava seva, and then Jivadaya will not become very difficult. Sometimes preaching may appear to be difficult, but it is not so difficult if our Namaruchi and Vaishnava Seva is good enough, because preaching is not only giving lectures. Preaching is, one sannyasi tells that we can preach 24 hours and when required we can speak. So preaching is by our own behavior, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is himself telling, apani achare Prabhu jivera sikhaye. Bhakti Shikhainu Sabare. So only by our own behavior we can preach very, very effectively, not only by our words. So even the second verse of Shikshashtakam, that Durdaiva Midrisham Ihajani Nanu Ragah. I am so unfortunate that I don't have the taste of this holy name. So getting taste, uh, praying for the taste by serving, we will be able to preach very nicely. So it is almost 8 o'clock now, 8:01. I'll just recapitulate what we discussed in brief, and then we can open for discussion. We started by describing that why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. The purpose, external reason is one of the external reasons is Namaruch, give us Harinam Sankirtan and Vraja Prem, the Vrindavan Vasis sentiment of how they love very spontaneously. They don't consider him as Lord. Once Radheshyam Prabhu was mentioning that in Hyderabad, when he was doing Guru Puja, small two boys came and immediately took the hand of both the sides. Both were almost brothers, and they took Radheshyam Prabhu's hand and started jumping, dancing. And the senior devotees, the brahmacharis, will tell Prabhu, we cannot take your hand and do. Only the small boys can do that, because that intimacy, they don't feel that awe and reverence. Oh, Prabhuji to bade hai. So they used to dance with their grandfather, and they saw in him as a fatherly figure. And so similarly, the Vrajavasis also think Krishna as very intimate. They don't consider him as Lord. And to give this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. And we understood this by the Uddhava pastimes. The character of Uddhava, such a great personality was Uddhava. And he was instructed by Lord to go to Badrikashram because he himself learned it from the Vrajavasis, the Vrajaprema. He was thoroughly taught by Nanda Maharaj and Radharani that he has no idea about what is devotional to Krishna in his interactions to him. And Lord was very pleased, and he prays that let me become a grass in Vraja, because at least the devotees, the gopis, the Vrajavasis will step on it, and I will get the dust of the lotus feet. So understanding Uddhava's personality was to make us understand to that what actually greatness of Vraja Prema is, which Lord comes to give in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then we understood the lion elephant analogy, that Mahaprabhu is compared to lion to remove the elephant like anarthas from us, from the deep core of our heart. And then he preaches, distributes in even the childhood pastimes by Vishwambara name, the couple of pastimes of childhood. And then later on as sannyasi, he is doing Sankirtana, and that is why his name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. He is giving the Krishna Chaitanya to others, the Krishna consciousness to others. And just by embracing, glancing, talking sweetly, people used to become devotees, and the preaching spread wide, village to village. And then we very much discussed how we can imbibe this by 3-step: overcoming resistance, developing or offering assistance, and developing persistence by Gadadhar Pandit, Nityanand Prabhu, and Raghunath Das Goswami's pastimes with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And at the end, we also mentioned about the devotional tree, that Nam Ruchi and Vaishnava Seva are the most important fundamentals for Jivadaya, and without that we cannot expect Jivadaya to be very strong. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself depicted by doing 18 years Sankirtana in Jagannath Puri, and that was itself Jivadaya for others. And he also heard Bhagavatam from Gadadhar Pandit over and over again, same pastime, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. And then how humility is very important for preacher. We discussed from 3 aspects of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dealings with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Prakash Anand Saraswati and his disciples, and Keshav Kashmiri. Finally, with the Jagai Madai pastime, we saw that how he is only requesting us to not offend and continue chanting, no repetition of the sins. With that condition, he takes away all our sins. And if somebody offends, then the same sins of Jagai and Madai can come in that Vaishnava. So we should be very careful not to offend, not to be proud, and cultivate the Amanina Manadina principle very strongly. by associating with those who have such a principle. Many people ask how to cultivate this. Simply associate, see, observe those who have this quality. Even if they have 70%, we have 30%, we can associate so that we can get the needful. And then we also discussed that how this is the most munificent incarnation, and next is Kalki. So we should not further delay and follow the Prabhupada's one method stroke of finishing it in this lifetime. The mercy is available, we should not ask for more concession. Very costly product, 200 crore worth, just to give an example, is available for 20 rupees. So we should not bargain further, do the needful and go back home, back to Godhead, by first following ourselves, janma sarthak kari, and then kar par upakar. As the Indians, we are responsible to take this message. Prabhupada told that why the world is suffering, because we Indians are not doing our job nicely of para upakar. So we have to preach. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not famous. One of our brahmachari friends was mentioning that we devotees have to make Chaitanya Mahaprabhu famous. Let us try to preach whatever way we can in making this great personality famous in at least India, and then eventually all over the world. So thank you very much. I am very grateful and humbled by this opportunity, and I hope it has helped in some way, whatever I have heard. And in case there are any mistakes, please forgive me. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Prabhu, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for a very nice overview. I request devotees to unmute their mic and share their reflection.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dhanvat Pranam, Balaji Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much for the very wonderful lecture on the occasion of Gaura Purnima. It was so nectarian and purifying. Thank you. And
Thank
again,
you.
also I request you pray for me, such devotees, so that I can be uplifted as a good devotee, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
We
Krishna.
need each other's prayers, and we can continue together. Sankirtana, together Kirtana. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dhanvat Pranam, Radharani Mataji.
Prabhu, there are two verses he says that we have to wear it like garland. One is Trinadapi Sunichena, which is the other verse, Prabhu.
Yeah, I have heard this one of wearing always the garland of Trinadapi Sunichena in our preaching endeavors or in our sadhana also, because this is the Vaishnava ornament. Also, I have heard Sadhu Bhushana, which are the Vaishnava qualities. Titikshava, Karunika, Surida, Sarvadehinam, Ajata, Shatrava, Shanta, Sadhava, Sadhu Bhushanam. Our ornament is not our necklace or our garland, but our ornament of Vaishnava qualities. Maybe this might be the second one which you are referring, if I am not wrong.
Which is that verse, Prabhu?
3.25.25, I think. Titikshava, Karunika, Surada, Sarvadehinam. Third canto Bhagavatam. 3.25.25, I think, if I am not wrong.
Okay.
Once
Thank
you
you.
can understand. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dhanvat Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu.
Dhanvat
Prabhu,
Pranam.
I heard from one of the lectures that the other that thing we have to wear as a kantimala is Antakale cha mameva smarvan muktva kalevaram. Tad bhava bhavitaha, that shloka from the 8th chapter, Prabhu.
Correct.
That also we have to keep it and
Okay.
put it as a mala around the neck.
Okay. Yeah. Even Chanakya tells in one shloka, Smara Nityam Anityatam. I mean, Antakale Chamameva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram. So, at the end, who will remember me? So, we have to constantly have this Krishna consciousness, and in whatever endeavors we do. Yeah, this is different. Chaitanya, that Chanakya Pandit was different. That is remembering the temporary nature. Sorry, but yeah, maybe I have not heard, but could be, Mataji, because this Krishna consciousness is the lifeline, and in any endeavors, unless that aspect is not there, we will not be able to consider it as a pure devotion. And that I mentioned in that we have to please the Guru. So always in our endeavors we have to, and that is why we go around Pradakshina also, to keep the Lord in the center. So yeah, thank you Mataji for that point.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Any other reflections or comments from other devotees?
We have 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. If not, I think we can end the Prabhuji today's session. Vaishnava Pranam. Sorry, Prabhu, I'm actually driving, so my voice may not be very, very clear. I was telling devotees, are there any questions or comments?
Two Matajis have unmuted.
Prabhu, you said 3.25.25, huh?
Yes, Mataji.
But that is not coming, Prabhu. That is something else.
Okay, let me check. I'll just check now itself and give you Mataji.
Yes,
1 second. Maybe 3.25.21.
correct, Prabhu. Pipikshava Karanika.
Is it 21?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, 21 it is, correct. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. One more Mataji had unmuted. Okay, I think that's fine. We can end, Prabhu, in case all the comments are done.
Prabhuji, if there are no questions, I think we can end today's
Yes,
session.
Prabhu. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Gaur Purnima Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Dhanyavad.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.